I didn't know anything about this book up until one of my favorite subscribers, Mr. Geeky Pete, mentioned it to me in a message here on YouTube. So got to looking at it, and this is pretty much, you know, it's funny how they put X on both her eyes. See how the these are all different covers that they're doing for them. See all the XXX. This story, based on what I'm reading on what it's about, it's reminiscent of the X-Files, but comic book style. And it just looks really, really interesting. And, you know, Pete, I took you up for it, man. This is the next book being added to the project. I bought a 1 in 100 from myself, which is this one right here. Sold out already. It's pretty expensive, the 1 in 100. I just want to see how it is. I don't think it's selling well. I don't believe it is, but I'll take a gander on it. I thought this was Boom Studios, but it ends up being Image. But this looks like something that Boom would do, you know. Ended up going with this cover right here, which is that one right there. That's actually my favorite cover. I'm a sucker for Jenny Frison, and this is her cover. It's a variant cover, and I got 5 of these. Also got 3 of these, black and white. They call that grayscale. And I'm going to be putting some of those in the project. So when I bought them, they were $14.99. It was $15. $14.99 is when I bought them. They have gone up since. They're up to, where are we at here? $19.99. So they went up $5 since I bought them. But that book's about set to come out pretty soon, and we'll see how it is. I will definitely read that book. I'm gonna get a regular copy. This is what it looks like right here. The Jenny Frison grayscale, 3 of them, and then the white version, which is actually, you know, red dress, $74.95, and then the 1 in 100, that one's a keeper. That's going to be a keeper. Hopefully that'll come back as a 9.8 when I send it in. All right, for the project, that'll be the 21st entry into the project. Department of Truth, Frison, 8 of them total. Yeah, I purchased it at $8.27. I didn't decide to put it into the project until today, so it took me 3 days to decide to put it into the project or not. I thought it might be like a longer hold for that book, only because I don't think it's selling well. But in a way, that might be good because the print run might be lower, maybe. So for the 8 books, $129.92. Using 4 for the project, it'll be 1 grayscale and 3 of the red dress. Total is $16.25. I put the entire shipping cost into this cost. So the $9.55 shipping, I put it into the cost. And yeah, that's the next book into the project. Why choose that book into the project? It's just something different. Something that reminds me of the X-Files, which was, you know, something that I was a fan of. And so were a lot of people. And this is, I just want to see what the take is. And, you know, the price, $16.25 for a variant like that, that's interesting. it's not that much of a risk. $16.25. Worst comes to worst, I think we can get our money back for that, and it's something to take a nice little gamble on. All right, now the 1 in 100 is a lot more of a risk. Not putting that into the project, but that's something that I'm taking the risk personally for, and that one I'm going to be holding for a while. All right, so that's that. I wanted to pick some books to send to my presser, which is Mr. Gary Kendra. So I haven't sent the Amazing Spider-Man's 365s yet, and I'm going to send them 10 ASM 365s newsstands, and he's going to press and clean them. And I wanted to pick some sexy books, so I went through my personal collection, my PC, and I found some of these. This is the second appearance of Damian Wayne. Yes, I said second appearance of Damian Wayne. Not sending this one though. This came straight out of my PC, and I read this multiple times, and I did notice that this had that right there, which is gonna put it probably in the 7.0 range, 8.0 if I'm lucky, right? And I just don't think it's worth it, you know, to send. I'll just keep it as a reading copy. This is his second appearance anyway. This is the first time that you see this little guy, Damian Wayne, in at this age anyway. The very first appearance of this character, and I'll make a video on that, is Batman, Son of the Demon. Book from, I believe it was the 80s. I have the hardcovers of those, but you can't get those graded. And for some reason they have this down as his first appearance. Is completely wrong, absolutely wrong. Batman, Son of the Demon is Damian Wayne's first appearance. You see him as a baby being left off in the last panel on someone's doorstep by his mother Talia, which is her right there. This is a Grant Morrison book, a guy that I've said before that ruined Batman for me, because Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams had a great Batman run, that one of the greatest Batman runs, I mean, really. And Ra's al Ghul, the relationship between Bruce Wayne or Batman the detective and Talia and Ra's al Ghul, I mean, it was something magnificent to read back in the day. And to anybody that hasn't read it, I highly recommend that. To me, Ra's al Ghul is Batman's greatest enemy. I know that the Joker has become many people's main villain, really, because of the movies, because he's been played by great actors. I mean, Nicholson started it off, Ledger, and then now Phoenix, right? It's hard to beat that in popularity, at least in modern times. But Ra's al Ghul is a different type of villain, man. He's just so deep. His character is so deep, and this guy just ruined that character for me, Grant Morrison. But anyway, that's what I'll make a video on that one day, get more in detail from it. So these are books that I didn't choose to send to my presser. This one's another one too. I didn't choose this one because of it. I think it's gonna be like a 7.5 probably. Not worth it. This book is only worth sending if it's in the high 9s. And I'm meaning like 9.6, maybe 9.4 at the worst, and above. And this is not that, so this is going to stay in my collection. One of my favorite books, not because it's the first appearance of Nightwing and Jericho, no, it's because this is one of my favorite villains in DC Comics. And I think this guy is actually better than the Punisher. You know, just an awesome character. And this book goes a lot into his origin. And in this book, you actually find out why he has one eye, you know. Very interesting story. Marv Wolfman guy was a genius. And I got these I got recently, but one of them has a spine split right here on the top, which makes it pretty much just a reading copy. This is technically, and I saw this on Mike Rogers' one of his videos that he was putting out, and he was talking about this, that this is the last Ronin appearance, and I read through it, and it looks like it is to me. This looks like it might be the first time that you see that last Ronin. So I think he's right. I bought 2 of these books. This one I will be sending out to get pressed. I don't think it'll come back as a 9.8. I think my presser can get some of this stuff out though. But it'll be for another time. For another time. Here are the books. Besides the 10 ASM 365s, it's going to be a total of 25. These are I sent I think 1 or 2 out before. So this is Thanos Imperative Devastation, first appearance of the Annihilators, one of the most powerful teams, if not the most powerful team of superheroes assembled by Marvel Comics in any you know, pretty much like a comic book company. Like, you got characters like the Silver Surfer, Clark, Beta Ray Bill, Ronin, and Quasar. I mean, that's a lot of power right there, man. The Defenders, the Defenders I think can match them a little bit, maybe, but there's only 4 of them, Submariner, Doctor Strange, the Hulk, and the Silver Surfer. Alright, so we're sending this one in. Wraith, #1. This is a book that's become very popular right now. So I'm going to send this one in. I'm not, this character doesn't really mean anything to me. I bought it because I'm into the cosmic realm and stuff, and this just happened to be part of Annihilation. Of course, I'm going to send this one in. First, Majik. This is Why the Last Man #2. This has a lot of issues, but I think my presser can get some of these issues out. And we'll see what he can do with it. You can't really see it from here, but it has some bends. Yeah, you can't really see them here, but trust me, it's got some issues. Why the Last Man is great story. It's pretty much about a guy that can on an earth that men just are dying off and don't exist and can't reproduce. Great little story here by Mr. Brian K. Vaughan. I can see this being like a movie or a series. A lot of people have been expecting that, actually. Still hasn't happened. This is a book I got from APM on a YouTube auction right here. Alright, Hawkeye #1 variant, and that's a pretty nice cover. I'm not tied to this book, so hopefully it'll come back at a super high grade, 9.8 hopefully, and we'll see. And that will be sold. Here's another one. I've been hoarding these. This is ASM #4, first appearance of Cindy Moon. This is actually in a CGC 9.8, the rarest ASM number 4 in a 9.8 that exists out there. Not the Ramos variant. Now the Ramos though has her on the cover, and that's why it's the most coveted right now. Sorry. But this one right here is my favorite, only because less of these exist than any other ASM number 4. And of course this is the Campbell negative variant. Beautiful, beautiful book. And I already have 2 9/8s on this. One of them signed. All right, this one I just took a chance on, and it was a combo pack for this. Again, not a character I'm tied to, so this will probably be sold. But first Black Superman, from what I understand. Maybe I got to read up more on that character, but for some reason I was just thinking that it might be just like a DC's take on Miles Morales, and something about that I didn't like, but we'll see how that turns out. This is first appearance of Stormfront and some other characters. The Boys number 7, Stormfront. Boys is coming out next week. Or is it this week? I think, yeah, it's coming out soon though. And Stormfront is going to be in the forefront of this series right now, the second series. This is the variant. No, second print. My bad. Second print. And only 6,000 were made of this book. I have one of these already in a 9.8, and of course Stormfront has been changed to a woman instead of a man. But I'll send that one out. That has some issues that I think can be pressed out and cleaned, so hopefully that'll happen. Books get a little bit sexier from here. First, Rocket Raccoon came right out of the PC. As you can see, he's got a spine fold right there. We'll see what the presser can do about that. And I have a pretty good presser, and he's done magic before on a lot worse books than that. Of course, X-Men 266, not the newsstand unfortunately, but still a nice looking book. This should come back as a very high grade, and I think I might have a shot here. Might have a shot at my second 9.8 here. Possibly. I looked over this book. Looks really nice. Getting a press just in case. Showed this one before. Something's Killing the Children. Only has an issue up on the top here, which you can't see even when I bend it to the light. I bought 10 more of these because they were on sale in Midtown Comics. Had it for sale. I guess they must have bought a warehouse find or something, but they all of a sudden they put up a whole bunch of them for sale, and I bought 10, so they're gonna be coming soon. I bought this one before that though, and finally gonna send that one in. This is the Red Hood. This should be coming back as a high grade. It's got very minor issues and that you can't really see, that I think can be pressed out, and this should be coming out as a very, very high grade. Here's the Predator. Got this from Hack, and it just has one issue right here on the corner. Where is it at? Come on, right there, but it's not color breaking, as you can see. At least I don't think it is. So I think the presser can do wonders with this book. We'll see what happens with that. And the final book, another ASM 361, and this one's a very, very good book, very good looking book. It does not have the tears on the bottom that the ASMs usually have. Got this from APM as well, and we'll see how that does. And that's it. Those are going to be the 25 books going to the presser, and that's the next book added to the project. As I've said before, guys, when we pick one of these books out to give to the community, it's everybody's included, no matter where you live. All right, so Geeky Pete, if you win one of these books, I will mail it to you, my friend. And anybody that's outside of the United States, anywhere in the world. You're out there in Vietnam, I will send it to you. I will. All right, guys. Have a good night.